Mayor, welcome back.
Thank you. It's great to be back.
Huge congratulations since I last saw you, though. Tell me, how long has this deal with the Stars been in the works? How long have you been working on this?
We've had conversations for a year and a half. Right at the first of 25, we met the Stars executive team. And
did you reach out or did they reach out?
They actually reached out to us, and I'm sure they reached out to other communities other than just Plano, but they were very interested in the Willow Bend site. They really had.
From the get-go?
Yeah, I think that was the whole point of approaching us in the first place.
Huh. City Council unanimously approved those 4 measures to move the Stars from Dallas to Plano. What happens next in this process? Because that was non-binding.
Sure. So over the next few months, we will work on a master agreement with the Stars, and obviously the mall developer will work on their partnership agreements with Centennial.
Right.
And so in the meantime, though, we have a lot of work to do. We've approved the TERS. And we sent that down to the comptroller.
The TERS is the financing around to make it happen.
Correct. But there are also other waterfall financial revenue streams that we're going to need as well. And so we will also have a venue tax referendum on November 3rd. That includes parking, ticket tax, rental car, hotel, motel, those kind of revenue generating issues that don't affect the voters in Plano or don't affect the taxpayers in Plano.
They affect visitors.
They affect visitors. So we're gonna also put that on the ballot in August for the November election.
Which way is that going to go, do you think?
Oh, I think it'll be very positive. It doesn't affect the voters, but at the same time, it increases that revenue for us to be able to make the deal happen.
And lay out how much money are we talking about that these new taxes could raise, and where would that be spent?
So for the city of Plano, we have agreed to provide $700 million for the $3 billion development.
Right.
But that $700 million will go directly to the arena because the city of Plano will own the arena. The Stars will lease it from the city of Plano.
And will the $700 million be generated from those new taxes?
Yes.
Over what period of time? I mean, it would take a number of years, I guess.
The TERS will be a 41-year TERS,
okay,
and based on the advice of our financial advisor. And the revenue from the referendum will also be included in that as well. So the TERS is probably 900 acres up and down the tollway on the east side and west side. And that particular TERS will fund what's going on at the Willow Bend site.
And you've used TERS a few times, just to lay out to our viewers. It's a tax increment reinvestment zone. Gotcha.
Yes.
So it takes an area that you guys want to have reinvested in, the shops at Willow Bend in this case, and generates money. Is the idea here, right?
Correct. Just for example, when AT&T moved to the site that they're in Plano, we created a TERS for them as well to be able to make those incentives possible for them to build their complex.
Is this a done deal with the Stars? Any chance Dallas could pull the rug out from under you guys and offer something sweeter to keep the Stars in Dallas?
You know, I can't imagine that they would do that, but at the same time, anything's possible.
Dallas might be desperate right now, though.
Dallas could be desperate, and we understand that. But at the same time, in that year and a half, we've developed a lot of trust between the two parties, the Stars and the city of Plano. And I think the Stars have realized the city of Plano, when they say they're going to do something, they do it. And we've been very committal to making sure when we say we're going to do this or we're going to do that, and this is the way we're going to go about doing it, we've done that. And we plan to make sure that that master agreement is worked on over the summer and that we get that finished before we get to the November election.
And when will this be binding? When will that master agreement be signed and this thing be permanent?
We're hoping by the end of the summer, early fall. We're just trying to make sure that we in the LOI, the non-binding agreement that we have right now,
The letter of intent, yeah.
we've really agreed on all those things. I think we just have to get the specifics worked out with each party and make sure that it's a binding agreement at that point in time, and we'll be ready to go.
But you think by the end of the summer that this could be signed and
I'm really
done?
hopeful. I think the Stars and the City of Plano meet every week and have for the last year. So we make sure that we're present, they're present, to make sure that we're covering all these issues that need to be done to make sure that we have a good agreement for both parties.
Did these start as formal meetings, or how did these start? At the Starbucks down the street, or what?
Well, obviously, I think we were trying to be
Low profile, I'm
as
sure,
low
right?
profile as possible. So we would meet at City Hall, but in a very private place that there wasn't a whole lot of people around.
Mayor, give us the numbers here. If Plano closes this deal, what's the bottom line? How much of an economic impact would the NHL team have there in Plano?
I think the Stars have really struggled with their revenue where they're currently at. This will not only, as Brad Alberts calls it, it's a real estate deal for them, as well as an opportunity of really capturing the revenue, whether it be tickets, merch, food and beverage, all those kind of things. I think it will be so much better for the Stars to be able to not only pay the players that create this enthusiasm here in Dallas, but also be able to make the money that keeps them stable for the next 20, 30, 40 years.
But bragging rights is one thing. At the end of the day, this is going to be about money for Plano. This is going to be good for Plano money-wise, I would presume, or you guys wouldn't have entered into the deal, would
It's going to be good for Plano, but it's also going to bring great opportunities that Plano's never had. Music venue, entertainment venue. Be able to have graduation in Plano for the first time ever. And I know that seems simple, but it's a big deal to the community that's lived here, like myself, for all my life. And so I think it's really something that we're all really excited about, to be able to have a community arena that obviously is a major sports team's arena, but at the same time, there'll be opportunities for us to use it in ways that Plano's never experienced.
But as far as financial projections, what have you seen that's out there?
Well, we just got a Ray Perriman report, and it's very positive, and we're very excited about the potential of staying on this plan to...
You don't want to share some numbers from Ray Perriman?
No, I don't, because I don't have them in my head, quite
Okay.
frankly. But we're really positive about the ability to be able to do what we say we're going to do, create one of the most incredible arenas in the NHL, and at the same time make it a positive financial experience for the city of Plano.
And to make sure I understand, at some point in all of this, this is going to help the city budget. The idea is, right?
Yes. I mean, obviously, when Samsung and AT&T and the Stars come, it expands our tax base in ways that there's no way you could do that in a 20, 30, and 40-year period of time like we've been able to do over the last few years. And so that alone helps expand that tax base in the city of Plano in ways that keeps that tax rate as low as almost all the region around North Texas.
Couple last questions. Folks who live in Plano, folks who might drive through, are always concerned about traffic.
Yeah.
Have you all started studies on traffic, how to mitigate, traffic around what's going to be this huge complex?
It's the #1 priority in this whole conversation, quite frankly.
Traffic is?
Yeah, because I think people are really concerned about it. And so we've already interviewed traffic consultants that we're going to hire and really look into how do we mitigate the ingress and egress of Willow Bend. And it's something that we're going to work on. We're going to have community town halls for people that are concerned about it, have listening sessions, and then go back to these consultants and say, how do we handle some of these issues that we're dealing with? Again, we think we have a site that has 8 different exits all the way around the property. It's a 100-acre property. We have multiple avenues to get people onto streets. Nobody's going to have to be all on the same street to get out or to get in. But we have to make sure that it's feasible, that we can work through that. It's on the corner of the Bush and the Tollway, but at the same time, it's a priority for our residents, and we're going to make sure we work on that as a #1 priority.
Last question. Let me ask you about some chatter we heard when the Stars announced they were moving to Plano. This comes on the heels of AT&T leaving downtown Dallas, the Stars leaving this kind of the city center here. People are saying the business center of gravity has left Dallas and moved to Plano. What do you think about that? Has it?
I think it has in certain elements. When we talk about financial services, and Dallas talks about being the financial center, well, we have a lot of that already. Whether it's J.P. Morgan, Bank of America, Capital One, Fisher Investments, these kind of companies that have moved to Plano in the last 5 to 10 years. But to have companies like Toyota and AT&T and Samsung now, we've always been a corporate community, but the expansion of that just in the last few years is pretty incredible.
Mayor, congratulations.
Thank you.